All right, we have a question here. Profits to be realized for an airtime vending business to the nearest 1000 are believed to follow the probability distribution shown below. All right, so our random variable x represents the profits. All right, then below here it represents the probabilities of getting the profits. All right. Now we can also see negative values here. So these negative values, they represent losses. All right. These represent losses. Okay. Then here we have profits here with these positive values. All right. So the first part they've asked us, determine the value of K. I believe no one has problems with this. Can someone determine for me the value of K?
0.2.
0.2 years. Please explain how you got that.
Since you have told us that the probability is equal to 1,
Mhm.
so I added 0.1 plus 0.1 plus 0.2 plus k plus 0.3 plus 0.1, which is supposed equal to 1.
Yes, correct.
So when I added the variable numbers, it gave me k plus 0.8, which is equal to 1. Then k is equal to 1 minus 0.1, which is equal to 0.2.
Yes, 1 minus 0.8 gives you 0.2. All right, so that is correct. Are we all okay with that? Very easy, right? This is very easy.
Does it mean I didn't get it quite? I understand the calculation, but is it that probability is always equal to 1?
Yes. And this one, if you convert it to percentage, 100%. So 0.
All right, thank you.
Okay, 0.1 plus 0.1 plus 0.2 plus k plus 3, so equals 1, right? Right. So then eventually we have k plus 0.8 equals 1. So the value of k equals 1 minus 0.8. So the value of k is 0.2. All right, we go to the next one. All right, so part B, find the probability that the airtime vending makes a loss. All right, find the probability that it makes a loss. All right, so anybody to give it a shoot? As I'm admitting, the probability that the air vending makes a loss. All right, we can see here the probability of making a loss of 2000 is 0.1. The probability of making a loss of 1000 is 0.1. So the total probability of making a loss is 0.1 plus 0.1, which gives us 0.2, which you can convert it to percentage and say there's a 20% chance that you make a loss. Are we okay with that?
Sorry, sir.
Yes. Is that a question? Do you have a question? right? So probability that they make a loss, P loss is going to be 0.1 plus 0.1 gives us 0.2, right? Which can be converted to 20%. Just multiplied by 100 and you get 20%. All right. Find the probability that the airtime vending machine realizes a profit of at least 2,000. All right. So meaning the minimum profit should be 2,000 or more, because it's told us at least. All right. At least. All right. So the probability of making profit of 2,000 is 0.3. Probability of making a 3,000, which is greater than 2,000, is 0.1. Okay, are we okay with that? Are we okay with that? Probability that they make at least profit of 2,000. You put this sign, the greater than or equal sign. Let's see if I can put it there. At least 2,000 equal to 0.3 plus 0.1 gives us 0.4, which is telling us that there's a 40% chance you'll make a profit of at least $2,000. Okay. Are we okay with that before we go to part C? Are we okay with that? Okay, wonderful. All right. Part C, find the expected earnings. All right. Basically, what they want to find is the expected value, which is similar to the mean. All right. So we are going to use this formula for the expected earnings. Say E. Okay, let me just.
Mr. Mala.
Yes.
Mr. Mala, sorry to take you back.
Mm-hmm.
That symbol on the previous on C, is it supposed to be the probability of X to be greater or equal to or less than? Or equal to, because you've put less than or equal to B.
Oh, it has to be great. It has to be the other way around. It's this one. Yes, this one. Okay, greater than or equal to 2,000, since they said at least. Okay. If they said at most, okay, for example, say what is the probability that at most they make a profit of 2,000, then let's just do that one just for you guys' sake. Okay. At most 2,000. Right. So you go to these profits here. This one, 1,000, 2,000, just to be these two on. All right, it will be 0.2 plus 0.3. All right. If They ask you if what's the probability that this firm realizes a profit of at most 2,000, right? That's when you do probably most 2,000. Then again, it's going to be the same here, 0.2 and 0.3. Okay, since k is 0.2, 0.2 plus 0.3, 0.5, okay, which is 50%. Okay, we can go back to the expected earnings. All right, so we're going to say summation of x times expected earnings equals summation of x times e of x. Basically, what we're saying here is you're going to multiply each probability with its assigned value and you add them. Okay, so let me just bring this table here. Let's put there all the probabilities in there. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Here probability is 0. All right, I hope someone is tabulating. Someone is tabulating. So each probability, we're going to multiply it with its x value, all right? So we're going to say, so for expected earnings, let me just bring this formula down here. Right, so we're going to say, we'll start 0.1 times negative 2,000, negative 2,000 plus 0.1, 0.1 times negative 1,000 plus 0.2 times 0 plus 1,000 times 0.2, 0.2 times 1,000, 0.2 times 1,000 right, plus 2000, 0.3 times 2000, right, plus 0.1 times 3000, right. You can tabulate this together, all right. So what is negative 0.1 times negative 2000? What do we get? 0.1 times negative 2000,
Negative 200.
negative 200, plus 0.1 times um, negative 1000, should be negative 100 if I'm not mistaken, plus 0.2 times 0, you get 0, plus 0.2 times 1000, what do we get? 0.2 times 1000,
200.
plus 0.3 times 2000,
600.
plus 0.1 times 3000, should be 300. All right. So this negative and positive sign becomes negative. All right. These two here, this negative and positive, it makes negative. All right. So this is for your study purposes. So we'll just put it in steps so that no one is confused when they're studying it by themselves. So I have negative 200 minus 300, and negative 200 minus 100, plus 0 plus 200 plus 600 plus 300. What do we get? What do we get when we tabulate this?
800.
Correct, we get 800. Right, 800. So that's like our average profit. Yes. All right, we go to part the standard deviation of the profits for the airtime vending business. Standard deviation, right? So the standard deviation, first we need to find the variance, all right? Then we get the standard deviation. So to get the variance, we need to make a table. All right. Here we'll have our x values. Okay, remember x is the random variable which represents profits. So we'll have negative 2000, negative 2000, negative 1000. of 0, of 1,000, of 2,000, 8,000. Now, next column, we're going to have x minus x bar. All right. Remember, x bar represents the mean. All right. And with these expected earnings we got are like our x bar. Okay. So, do we have an x bar here? So each value you're going to subtract it by, I'm going to subtract it by 800. All right, x minus x bar. I'll just put it like this: x minus x bar. Right, so you say negative 2,000 minus 800. You say negative 1,000 minus 800. Right, 0 minus 800. 1,000 minus 800. 2,000 minus 800. And finally, we have 3,000 minus 800. So negative 200 minus negative 2,000 minus 800, what do we get? Minus 2,000 minus 800, what do we get?
8,800.
Negative 2,800.
Negative 2,800.
Correct. Negative 1,000 minus 800. Just trying to look for the X bar symbol. Yes, negative 1. Here we're supposed to get negative 1,800. 0 minus 800, negative 800. 1,000 minus 800, 200. Yes, 200. 2,000 minus 800, 1,200. 3,000 minus 800, 2,200. Are we okay up to here? Are we okay up to here? When you're quiet, makes me worried.
We are okay, sir.
Okay.
You're okay.
I had someone trying to log in. All right. So the next column, you're going to square x minus x bar. Going to square it. So these values here, all of these values, you square them. Okay. As I'm admitting in, you can start squaring. What is negative 2,800 squared? Remember, it's the calculators which have to do the talking here. I hope we all have our calculators. Yes, negative 2,800 squared.
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
negative 7 million. Is
Mm.
it 7 million? Let me just say the numbers. Negative 784.
When you square a negative number, you don't get a negative number. It has to be positive.
The square root.
Not the square root. You square it. What did you do? You found the square root.
No, sir.
What value
I
have you?
did negative 280 power 2. It's
What?
giving me negative 7840.
Your calculator, please change it. It's giving you negative. Remember, when you square a number, it will always give you positive. So just give me the number, okay? Let's get 7 million.
Yeah, found 7840,000.
Colleagues, are we getting that?
That's a negative one.
Yes, it's the conference. For her
Yes.
to find a positive, she needs to say open bracket, then she writes 2,800 close, then square. That's when it will give her a positive value.
Okay. So please, madam, please do that because we don't want in the exam you put a negative here. You'll be marked wrong. Okay. You'll be marked wrong. All right, negative 1,800 squared. Negative 1,800 squared.
3,240,000.
Yes, 240,000. Okay. 800, negative 800 squared.
640,000.
640,000. 200 squared. This should be 40,000. 40,000 if I'm not, if I'm, let's confirm with your calculator. Then 1,200 squared.
144. 1,440,000.
440,000. All right, and 2,200 squared.
4,840,000.
4,840,000. All right. The next thing to do, all right, we're going to be multiplying our probabilities and this x minus x bar squared. Okay, so let me just put it in the column. Each probability, you multiply it with this x minus x bar squared. So you say 7,840 times 0.1, 3,240 times 0.1. You can start giving me the values.
784,000.
Right. Let's hold on. 784,000. It should be 300 and because this 0.1 it just means we deduct a zero here. So we have I think 324,000. Is that what I'm getting? Is that what the calculator is telling you? 640,000 times 0.2. What do we get?
128,000.
128,000. 40,000 times 0.2.
8,000.
8,000. 0.3 times 1,440,000.
422,000.
All right. So the next thing you do, you just total up now. All right. You total these up here. Tell me what value we get.
Two million 160,000.
2,160,000. Is that what everyone is getting?
Yes, sir. So,
All right. So to get the standard deviation, all right, we're going to just square this. So 2,160,000. What is the square root?
uh, 1,469.
1,000.
469.
That's all.
0.69.
We all getting this?
Excuse me, sir.
Mm-hmm.
On that one, is it the same as you? I don't know if you can go back a little bit to the top. Can
Okay.
you go back a little bit to the top?
You tell me where to stop.
Yeah, that's there. Is it the same that you do 200 negative 200 square negative 200 squared times 0.1 plus 1 is it 1 negative 1000 squared
Oh,
plus 0.1?
okay. Yes. Yes.
Is it
Yes.
okay? You're good.
Yes. You're supposed to arrive with the same answer. Yes. You're supposed to arrive with the same answer.
Yeah, because I had tried it, giving me what the same answer. You do a negative 2000 squared times 0.1 plus negative 1000 squared times 0.1 squared. Let's go that way.
Yes. So he's talking about the second way. So the second way, you're going to have to oops. You're going to have to square each of these. Then you find the square root at the end. Huh? Mr. Charles, yeah, continue. Hello. Right. There's also the
Yeah, I tried the other formula, the one Mr. Charles is saying.
uh-huh.
Unfortunately, I'm getting the different figure. Maybe it was just my calculation.
Yeah, so there are two ways to get this variance and thing. There you are calculating for the variance, right?
Yes, and then we square it.
Yes. So there are two ways. Me personally, I like this way. All right. So it's up to you. They are more. They're supposed to give you the same values. Okay. Yes. We go to the final part where they're asking, is the airtime vending business likely to be successful? Explain. This is where I want to hear your views now. Is this business likely to be successful? You look at this distribution here and ask, is it likely to be successful? Yes, can I hear your comments?
For me, I would yes.
Why?
Because when you look at the possibility outcome, it started first with the negatives, and then it's the profit started increasing, starting from 0.2, 0.3, and 0.1. The possibility outcome there, they started they changed from negative to positive, meaning there's probability for this business to continue.
We need to rephrase that wording. All right. What I would say me is you see the probability of making a profit, right? 0.2 plus 0.3 plus 0.1, 0.6. So probability of making a profit is 60%. The probability of making a loss is 20%. Right. So that can be a good indicator that this will be a successful business, right? Because the probability of making a profit is greater than probability of making a loss. Right? So probability of making a profit 60%. Probability of breaking even here, this zero means break even, no profit, no loss. Probability of break even is 20%, and probability of a loss 40%, 20%. So it looks like it can be a good venture to go in. Okay. So the probability of making a profit.
0.1, which is giving 60%.
Huh? So the probability of making a profit
So
is yes.
the break even is on the zero.
Yes, on the zero. And then that's how you answer your question.